battling, unmissable. Watch alarms and toy hunts, break it down reviews.
Hi guys, I'm Dave in real life and welcome to this WWE Women, the history of the women's division inside WWE. We have covered the Golden Girls, we have covered women used as valets. In the last video we looked at Alundra Blaze and her exhibition matches, and of course the rise of the Diva. But obviously with all that we had a different kind of movement happening kind of round about that same time, and certainly interjecting quite a lot throughout the early 2000s, and that was sex sells era. Obviously we're going into the attitude era, and I don't think Vince quite knew what to do with the ladies. We certainly had this new breed of fan. The fans would like to crotch chop and go suck it after the likes of DX. And of course you had Jerry the King Lawler on commentary spouting out every chance he got of puppies, puppies, puppies. And yeah, we kind of became very, very sex driven is what I'm going to say. And that's what we're going to have a look at in this video, that the women, what was brought into the WWE or WWF, were more sexualized than we would first think. Obviously, we've talked about Trish Stratus and Lita in previous videos. I want to talk about the first one, what really brought sexism into WWE, and that is Sunny. Sunny and her Sunny days. She came into WWE from ECW with Chris Candido. I think it was WCW. Or, yeah, it might have been WCW, not ECW, in reflection. But anyway, he would go on to ECW. But yeah, he brought in Tammy Lynn Cinch, which is now Sunny. Yeah, she blew up a flipping storm, let me tell you. She came in as a valet, as part of Skip, and I can always forget the other person's name. But it's insequential anyway. I think he was played by a Pritchard. I think it was Tom Pritchard or something like that. Anyway, it doesn't really matter. Anyway, she came in with her boyfriend Chris Candido. She would kick up a right storm. In fact, she became the most downloaded female superstar inside the WWE within months of joining. So the dizzy, slim, blonde, wearing pretty much next to nothing, or a skirt which was so short that it was very, very revealing, took her to television like a duck to water, and the fans bought into her. I think she was rather like the girl next door. Yeah, she didn't do anything over the top, but she just brought in this new kind of female, the attractive female, into the WWE, and we did start to do more like lingerie and photo shoots with her with next to no clothes on. Yeah, really starting to push the envelope out on where WWE could take their female division, and it was certainly into things away from wrestling. So yeah, Sunny pretty much started this revolution of sex in WWE. One what really pushed the envelope more than anybody was Sable. Sable came in. She was a Playboy bunny at the time, lingerie model. She wrestled, which was amazing. She did hold the WWE Championship. I think she was a Diva Champion as well at one point. I mean, she was celebrated inside WWE. She came along at a time where there was Jacqueline, Jazz, and I think we had an emergence of Chyna at this point as well. But she was more famous not for what she did in the ring as a wrestler, it's what she did in bikini contests, lingerie contests, what WWE would host on quite a regular occasion. There was one occasion where I think she went a little bit too far. Not that I'm complaining, or anybody else is complaining for that matter, but it was a bikini contest with Jacqueline. I can't remember which show. I think it was a PLE. I think it was in the UK, to be honest. But anyway, she had a sparkly silver top on. She revealed her boobs, but not quite as plain as simple as that. She had handprints placed on her bosoms with black paint. So she technically was covered, but not covered at the same time. You certainly saw what she had. Jacqueline was, well, she had a nipple exposed quite a few times, did Jacqueline during that time. Obviously, I can't show you any of them images, but I can certainly get away with this one of Sable. So, yes, Sable pushed the envelope, and I think Jerry the King Lawler took some time off after that segment. It wasn't just Sable, though. Around about this time, we had Kat. Kat would come in, and basically all our idea of her character was to copy China. She came in as was a little mini China copycat character who had a passion for taking her clothes off. She wanted to strip all the time. And yeah, she married Jerry the King Lawler, not surprised, in real life. The controversy about Kat was what she tried to get away with wrestling attire. Here's just a picture of her wearing bubble wrap. Yes, leading nothing to the imagination there whatsoever. But she did get hit with some controversy. I remember her in, like, I think it was an evening gown, ball ground match in mud or water or whatever it was. And she revealed her breasts quite voluntarily. It was literally for seconds, but it was enough to cause a little bit of an outrage at the time. I don't know how much of this was Vince's idea. It certainly kind of threw a lot of question marks during the time, but she was certainly one of the more risque of characters inside WWE. Then, obviously, when WWE bought ECW, two new faces would join the company, what really changed the shape of how we saw the divas and how the diva movement was going forward. And that was Stacy Kibler and Tori Wilson, renowned for lingerie contests and bikini contests. We've had literally bikini contests and the diva search pretty much went hand in hand. Yeah, we even had like the likes of Victoria in a swimsuit, Ivory in a swimsuit, which were out of their comfort zone. These ladies weren't made for that, if you so to say. They were just wrestlers. They had to, not that they weren't fit, because they were. I mean, as in their body shape weren't fit, but you know, they weren't exactly made for bikini wearing, photo shoots and stuff like that. So yeah, they felt really, really uncomfortable. In fact, even I believe that Lita actually felt uncomfortable being in them kind of scenarios, especially the bra and panties matches, which became a regular on Monday Night Raw and would feature Stacey, Tori, Dawn Marie at one point. In fact, we had Ashley Mazzaro, Candice Michelle, and nearly all of the divas at that particular time had taken part in some kind of bra and panties match. I think even Gerald Briscoe and Pat Patterson had a bra and panties match at one point, or an evening gown match, I believe. So they tried to even it up, right? Not quite, but bra and panties matches became very regular. Not that the guys were complaining, but this was how the females were getting used, and this is how they were going to get TV time, which, honestly, when you look at how things are run today, such a very, very different time, very degrading time for the females. But obviously Stacey Kibler and Tori were renowned for this. This is what they were signed up for. They knew where they were stationed, so to say. I mean, Stacey did quite get good at wrestling at one point. She was starting to hit some moves, but it was all about just being in these kind of matches going forward. Then they brought in Mickie James. Mickie James did help change a few things, but the character is what I want to talk about, not the wrestler. Her character when she came in was an obsessed fan character who wasn't just obsessed with Trish Stratus as the wrestler, was obsessed with Trish Stratus, full stop. And I am talking about in a lesbian kind of way, where she was getting a little bit too close and personal. And especially one moment, which, in fairness, angered Vince McMahon himself, who, which quite surprisingly, didn't sign off on this. There was a moment during her match at WrestleMania with Trish where she grabbed her crotch and proceeded to lick her fingers. Here's the image. This, you cannot find this on the network or on Netflix, wherever you, I mean, you would have had to have taped this off the actual show to have got this image or to see this footage, because it doesn't exist anymore. A lot of what I'm talking about with Sable, with the breast, that doesn't exist anymore on Netflix. They've removed all of that stuff. So yeah, a lot of what I'm talking about, barn party matches do still exist. You can search them up on YouTube if that's what you want to do. But a lot of the stuff, what was controversial, has been removed. Yeah, the cat situation where she revealed her breasts. Good luck finding that, unless you were searching Google search for it, because you'll not find it on WWE programming anywhere. So yeah, that being said, the Nikki James thing was real. It wasn't fake, but you will not find it on any of the programming today. It does not exist. So you have to rely on YouTube videos like this one to be able to see that moment, or of course Google search and stuff like that. So I do want to make that abundantly clear that none of this stuff is readily available. We go on to probably the biggest point of this entire video and the biggest controversial point, and this is where I think it came to a head. I think when you look at sex inside WWE, there was a moment what really pushed the envelope, and I think it did so much damage, I feel, not only to Trish Stratus, who was involved in the situation, but to Vince McMahon. I kind of, with everything that's happening today and the court cases and stuff against Vince McMahon happening now, this is a kind of seedier look into Vince McMahon, who claimed he was just a TV character, the Mr. McMahon character, but I think we saw more of Vince McMahon than the character Mr. McMahon in this segment. A really dirty, very seedy moment, and it was on a Monday Night Raw. You probably already know what I'm talking about, but it was the de-dressing of Trish Stratus. Trish Stratus was in a storyline with Vince. Apparently, they had drugged Linda McMahon, made her into a wheelchair, made her very passive, so she didn't know what she was doing. Vince had been making moves on Trish Stratus. He had her as his personal assistant. I think things had gone awry in their relationship, and Vince wanted to put her in her place, so to say. So he got her into the ring, made her take off her clothes, so she got stripped down to her bra and her underwear, her knickers, her panties, whatever you want to call it. I hate saying panties, to be honest. Kind of makes me cringe a little bit. But he made her strip down. He had her back in like a dog on all fours. I think the segment did get saved because he was going to make her remove her top, a bra, to reveal her breasts. I mean, yeah, he claims that this is all character, but I don't know. It felt quite real, to be honest, and felt very degrading. I can't imagine why you would sign off on this if you were Trish Stratus. I know she was getting paid, and she was fully on board with the storyline. Of course she was. But still, it just leaves a bitter taste in your mouth when you look back at this situation. I mean, yeah, you can't find it now. I mean, it is just snapshots, which rightly so. But yeah, it's just one of those moments in wrestling where you just think, they went a bit too far. And I really did. I mean, I thought Katie Vick's storyline with the cane was going too far. But this, I mean, wow. I mean, if you wanted to expose Vince McMahon and find out what it's really like in real life, this is kind of a good taste of that, in my opinion. I mean, the reason why I'm saying this is because obviously the court case is up now with Janelle Grant. We had Ashley Matanzaro, which I briefly mentioned earlier. There was a situation with her. I mean, obviously, they're all ongoing court cases right now. Certainly a blacklisted Vince McMahon off of TV at this moment in time. Obviously, without facts, there is no... So they are only accusations at this point. They're not factual. None of it is factual at this moment in time. So I don't want you to think that I'm trying to bury Vince McMahon at any point, because I'm not. But I don't agree with anything what's happened. And I think there's a little bit of truth. God, I can't even spit out my words. In stuff what's happening, because why would it exist if something hadn't have happened? Why is Janelle Grant going out of her way? I mean, yeah. I leave that up to you guys to make your own executive decision on that. But when you see footage from the Trish Stratus Vince McMahon segment, it doesn't help, right? It does not help. And thankfully, we've moved away from all of that stuff now. Yes, from time to time, we do the odd sexual storyline within the female division. I think a few times is okay, as long as we don't push it as far as we did with this. Yeah, I mean, now it's very hard to find a man wrestler facing a female wrestler in a ring. I mean, we've kind of moved away from that, where it used to be a regular thing during the Attitude Era of China, obviously beating up men for fun. I mean, we can't have that with Rhea Ripley now, but yeah, I mean, I'm just glad that times have changed, that we're not looking at pure sexuality as a way of selling tickets and getting people to watch Monday Night Raw. And I feel like we've now moved away from all that, and now we've got a genuine, talented roster of females, but actually can compete, actually are main event ready. And yeah, I think we're in a really good place now. But yeah, this is the dark side of WWE. Obviously, most of it was enjoyable. Got to admit, Brown Panties matches were good for the day, but I'm so glad we've moved away from that now. I'm really glad that WWE have turned a corner and found that it's not just about sex and sexy women, that we can have sexy women, but we can have talented wrestlers at the same time. So, you know what I mean? We're in a good place now. But yeah, obviously, this is just the dark state of WWE. And Vince McMahon's dirty, perverted mind. God, I had a glitch. I could nearly need to spit my words out there. But anyway, so that is the look at sex sells in WWE. Hopefully you found this video informative. And please have your say in the comment section below. I know some of our members, some of my subscribers, Stephen is a bit of a perv and would have loved this time. But yeah, it's not about that. It's about how we degraded women, and that is not cool. Definitely not cool, and I'm glad we're in a good place. So the next video will look into, at the same time, the bright shining lights, the women, what really truly were the revolution of the women's division, the ones, the pioneers, the ones that really set the ball rolling going forward. And yeah, that is a look at China, Lita, Trish, Ronda Rousey. That is the next video. So we're going to have a look at all of them. And yeah, then the next step is NXT, the Mae Young Classic, up to present day. I mean, a lot more stuff to cover in this series. Hopefully you're enjoying it. If you have, please slap a like on it. Leave a comment in the comment section below. And of course, subscribe if you're new. And check out the last video. There will be a link at the end of this for the last video. And yeah, if you still haven't checked out the first video of the series, obviously go and do that as well. But yeah, sex sells in WWE, the dark side of the ring. I have brought this to your attention. Hopefully you found this very interesting. I've been Dave in real life. You guys have been awesome. Till the next time. Bye for now. Puppies. Okay, that was not appropriate. Cancelled.